If you don't like your own company, it means that you haven't made peace with your inner child that lives within you, right? You're not at peace with yourself, okay? If you don't like your own company, you don't like your own energy. So now, if you're hanging around with people, or what a lot of people do when they live like this, is they constantly hang around with so many people. They have the most people that they hang around with, right? And they always make sure they're distracted. Cannot feel fulfillment or joy or at peace when they're with these people. It doesn't matter who they're with, because they don't even like their own energy. So they're always going to experience issues in these relationships with people. Because if you don't like your own energy, you don't like who you are. That's going to manifest externally for you to not like the people that you're either in hanging around with, or to have issues with those people that you hang around with. If you're trying to avoid yourself, you will try to avoid these people even when you're with them, which looks like dissociating, disconnecting, coming up with issues and problems, right? Because you have to understand that everything is your level of awareness. The universe is responding to your level of awareness. And so if that's stuck in fear, which it will be if you're operating with a traumatized inner child, then all you can be met with is more fear. You probably are chasing after or trying to find the answer to feeling good, but you're being distracted in the meantime because you think it's going to come with hanging around with these certain people, doing these certain activities, chasing after whatever. But you'll come to realize that that never gave you the fulfillment you were looking for. It never gave you the satisfaction, the peace, the love, the joy. And in fact, if you're still one of those people, you'll still be living with a void, right? You'll still be trying to find where it is, that feeling. You'll still be hanging around with those people, doing those activities, trying to find the missing piece to the void that's within you. But you're never going to find the answer outside of you, because like I just said, the universe is responding to your energy. So all you're going to find outside is more things to add on to your lack, nothing to replace the feeling that you have. Nothing does that. It only adds on to what you already have going on, how you already feel. And so if you want to live a life that you feel fulfilled in, love, joy, peace, safety, and security, you must heal that inner child that lives within you. And you do that by simply changing your thoughts. Because when you change your thoughts, you've switched from victim to creator. Now you can consciously create your life rather than creating by default. When you're a victim, you create by default. You don't realize that you're co-creating with the universe. And so you keep repeating the same cycles, the same patterns, the same behaviors, meeting the same person in a different body over and over and over and over, because it's for you to wake up to what's going on and what your life is, which is you are creating with your level of awareness. And so if you're stuck and trapped at fear, you're going to be living a life that you're frightened in. You're going to be living in fight and flight forever. But you can change that, again, by simply changing your thoughts. So what I highly recommend for everyone is to join the empire, because you heal your inner child when you change your thoughts. That is you showing up and being the parent to the inner child within you. You're no longer waiting for someone to come and rescue you, which they never will. You're no longer waiting for someone to come along and fill this void, which is lack of love, which they never will. You've simply done it by changing your own thoughts. Now you can create a life that you love, right? You love your own energy now from changing your thoughts. You're going to love your relationships, love your day-to-day experiences, find so much joy and peace in all of it, because you're no longer living life traumatized. You're healed now. You've healed your inner child. by simply taking your power back and taking control of your own life and your own destiny, not waiting to be rescued, trying to deceive people because you're still deceiving yourself. People living like that are never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be fulfilled because you're living in a life faking, masking the pain that you're feeling. But you're always met with more pain. So it does never work out in your favor anyway, trying to deceive. Because you simply do know how you feel, even if you've spent your whole life trying to run away from that feeling. You still know the feeling that you're trying to run away from, right? Hence why you have all those distractions. You do all those activities. You meet with those certain people because you're trying to keep running away from it. It's always going to keep meeting you. It's always going to keep meeting you because you cannot run away from yourself. You can only face yourself and change, otherwise spend your whole life in misery. But you truly did not come here to do that. And there is a way out. There is an option. There's a solution. And it's changing your thoughts. Changing your thoughts changes your whole entire life. All of your relationships, every single thing. Because you're no longer the same person that's traumatized.